Live visuals of Sheikh Hasina walking down the stairs there, a royal red carpet treatment there as she disembarked from that flight from Bangladesh. Again, her first visit, her first time coming to India during her term as Prime Minister. Several agreements to be signed on nuclear energy, trade, terrorism, but what will not be signed is the Teesta water sharing agreement. There she is meeting with leaders there. You see Prime Minister Modi here handing over a bouquet of flowers. So a very crucial meet between India and Bangladesh at this point in time. Let's see if we can listen in a little bit. It's also unclear at this point if there is going to be any kind of immediate rest or if she will be whisked away after her meet with some of the Indian officials and leaders there. But landing right around 12:20 shortly afternoon. So a meeting there, several different discussions up for talks with Indian leaders between Sheikh Hasina and Narendra Modi. We'll continue to listen in to see if we can get some reaction. All right, let's go to Ramesh. Ramesh, there are live visuals that we're seeing Sheikh Hasina coming in, just meeting with Modi.
Right, Archit, and as we are watching these live visuals coming to us from the airport soon after her aircraft landed in New Delhi just a short while ago, I want to point out for the benefit of the viewers who might just be tuning in, Archit, it is not every time that an Indian Prime Minister personally receives a visiting leader at the airport. So symbolically, in terms of from the perspective of Prime Minister Narendra Modi of India, this is a huge event of enormous importance. He is making a statement, as it were, by personally receiving Sheikh Hasina at the tarmac of the New Delhi airport where aircraft landed a short while ago. We've seen Prime Minister Modi do this in the case of the former President Obama of the US and a few other world leaders, but it is not every time, as I said, that an Indian Prime Minister personally travels to receive a world leader.
Absolutely, yeah, Ramesh, a very good point there to talk about that, certainly signifying the relationship or how Modi and Sheikh Hasina's relationship will continue. We talked about China earlier on. Let me really quickly go over to Saad. Saad, hopefully, I'm not sure if you're able to see some of these visuals coming in, but let's talk about, how China will sort of factor into all of this with this meet, the relationship between India and Bangladesh, and to what extent China will sort of factor into all of this. Saad?
Archie, China is looking at this development between Bangladesh and India very closely. I've talked to some of the defense analysts in the country, and they have also pointed out how China has been investing in Bangladesh, and not just Bangladesh, encircling India in the South Asian belt through its partnership in Pakistan through CPEC and also in Sri Lanka. In Bangladesh, particularly, China has a number of interests, not just in its development, but also in the defense segment as well. 80% of military supplies in Bangladesh arrive from China, and not just that. Bangladesh has recently purchased 2 submarines from China. Besides that, the northeastern part of India that borders with Bangladesh as well, China has a stake over there in the Arunachal Pradesh. And all of these would become very important areas to look into in the coming days as India as well puts up its stakes with Bangladesh through defense cooperation, something that China has already been fostering with Bangladesh over the last many years.